get your brushes, go get your paint. This is how you do it, the Shoshie way. I'm gonna teach you, be ready to learn. Cause when I'm done, it's your turn. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
We are live. Hello guys, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Minis, and today, I've got Black Skull and Laminus, some pigment. Oh, some pigment. Everybody needs some pigment when they're painting. Welcome. Our staff, Griftrix, and 30 Studio. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got a tiny little mini to paint today. This is actually commission. So I hope that you'll be able to see her because I've got everything zoomed in. Yay! I like that Griftrix has got a shark and a unicorn. Sharkicorn. Wouldn't that be a narwhal? Almost, kind of, not quite. Yes. So welcome everybody, guys. It is Wednesday night. Last last stream we painted this awesome girl from Big Child Studio, which I've been showing you guys. I'm going to show you this overhead real quick. Take a look. Oh, look at her all zoomed in. And I don't know if you can tell, but I worked on her face, so she's got a lot more contrast. She's a little bit more illustrative. Just brings your eye back to the face. Boom. See, and I put a little, this is what I've worked on the side of the plane, and put a couple little, what do you call these? Victory markings? Kill markings? Whatever. So you guys helped me so much with her. She was looking awesome. Ripchick says, I tried to model a dire tiger and it was ugly and bad. So one of my friends from work gave you a tiger to start with. And now you have almost finished a dire tiger. Awesome. That's awesome. Keziah, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so take a look. This is how she ended up. I have to hold her back so that you can actually see her. I'm really happy with how her face looks on camera. I need to do a couple things on her chin, maybe put some of her freckles back. We lost some of her freckles in brightening up her face. But you can see her, she's so much more. And then we did the inside a little bit more. You can see everything. The back. Very, very wonderful model to paint. Lots of different textures. And I like that she is a non-sexualized mini. I mean, I don't mind sexualized minis, you guys know that, but until that we have more equal opportunity with more sexualized male minis, I'm always going to complain whenever. So this is the teeny bitty mini that I'm painting. Look at how small. This is my thumb. Okay. And here is, let me see, here is an Eldar next to her, so you can just compare. The Eldar is bigger. That gives you an idea of how much of a difference it is. So we're going to try to paint her, and I will put the link to the mini in the channel here. Here we go. It is La Fin De La Bataille. I think I say that right. I am awful at pronouncing French, so I apologize to any French-speaking people in my channel or watching my videos. And I'm going to be painting a lot of this with this little bitty 00. Look at that. You can't even get everything on. I've got everything zoomed up. This is a Red Grass Games 00 brush. And I've also got this is a good one too. This is a Winsor Newton series 7. This is not the miniature line, as you can see by the long bristles. This is a number 1. You can barely see that little 1 on there. All right, so I'm going to look at her, and I think to start out with her face, I want to use, she's way too small to use my green technique with, so I think I'm going to start with either Arbuckle's brown or a dark brown of some kind to give her, I want to show you this. This is by Elizabeth Beckley Bradford. Look at how awesome this. Do you see how she's got a really dark color? Fascinated 12 for the subscription. Thank you so much. Welcome. Mad Love. Let's give that as a brand new subscriber. Twitch Prime. You can't, my hands don't even fit. There we go. Mad Love. All right. Hype. Fascinated. Welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Anyway, what I was trying to point out was that on smaller figures, there is a greater contrast to make things pop. Now, this is a very cartoon style. This is Elizabeth Beckley Bradford. She does the Miniature Monthly group, Patreon. And so he uses a very dark base. So I'm going to attempt that. Where's my, I've got armor brown here somewhere too. Is that it? Nope, that's a brown glaze. All right, well, we will try, let me actually, I don't want to use Arbuckles has too much red in it for what I want to do. Let me see if I can find another brown with, here we go. Nope, that's burgundy. Nightshade purple, that's too purple. I'm looking for just a regular old brown. That might work. Charred brown by Game Color. Let me try this. Now this is a satin. Charred brown. We're going to attempt this. See if it comes out of the bottle. Oh yeah, that works. And I can add a little bit of... There we go. That looks good. You can add a little bit of black. It's a little bit on the red side. Can you see that? It's a little red. But I'd like it a little tiny bit darker. So I'm going to add a little bit of... Let's add a little bit of the... Wait, here we go. We've got a little bit of black from Model Color. Just a smidge. Yeah, you won't be able to see my palette because nothing's going to fit on my desk otherwise if we try it like that. Okay, here's the color I want. That is a nice, rich brown. Okay. And I'm going to painting inside out. I need to look at my reference while I do this too, so forgive me while I switch and look at it. I'm going to look at my own link. There we go. Fin De La Bataille. Battaglia. I don't know how to say that. All right. So the original sculpture is by Pedro Fernandez Ramos, and the painting that is on the website is by Javier Gonzalez Arcias. Arcias? I think that's how I say it. All right. Very beautiful. I can't believe he got so much detail in such a small mini. All right. So she does have a little bit of calf showing. And we're going to go up there. Gotta get this dark color started. That's good. And here we go for the leg. Oh, and I see she's got a little bit of a hip showing here. She's got a lot of skin showing for a warrioress. Okay. Some of you might be wondering, like, why do you always use the zenithal lighting when you just go ahead and paint over it? And more often than not, it's just to help me kind of get an idea of where my values are gonna be. All right, so here we go. She's got some shoulder showing as well. I'm gonna add a little water to my palette so I can make this flow a little better. There we go. That's so much better. It's better to have many thin glazes of the color you're going for than try to paint it all the first time in one coat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and paint this whole staff that same color. And I can always lighten it up later too. I did put everything together in one go to save time and to also because I didn't want to lose any pieces since I ordered this from France. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to check chat now. Remember, I'm looking at the reference, so I'm not looking directly at chat unless I tell you I am. Oh, good. Nobody said anything. All right. So has Twitch been having better times with its chat lately? Have we been having less issues, I'm hoping? Okay, now I'll go ahead and paint. She's got I see she's got a whole little spot down there that needs painting. So at this stage, if I get something on like the clothing or anything, it's okay because we're painting from the inside out. And with this tiny shiz, I'm bound to do that. She's a itty bitty person. And for as small as she is, her details are really good. Are you able to see her okay? Is this what are you able to see? Let me know in the comments if it looks good to you. Hopefully I can stay on camera with how small she is. There we go. I've got a Figone, or not a Figone, a Wrathcore holder in my hand just to help me. Tried putting her on this big one, but it just wouldn't. Look at how big that is. It doesn't stay on camera. Aw, thank you so much for following. Blues Light Painting, how are you? Welcome to the class. We are painting La Fin De La Bataille. I think that's how I say it. If anybody's better at French than me, let me know. Black Skull says, Twitch has been sending me awful, dirty messages along with the plethora of My Pillow ads. Oh, I know. My Pillow they're owned by somebody who's not somebody I would support. I'm surprised. Well, I am surprised and I'm not. But yeah. All right, let me take a look at her other arm because I think she might have some more skin on her arm. Heyo, how's it going? Let's take a peek at the... This is right about where you guys can see her okay. Is that right? And I might need to, if I pull her up too high, let me know. I can stand. Yeah, we need to give Blue Lights Painting some hype. Thank you, Keziah, for remembering to do that. I really appreciate that when my followers hype my new followers. Because you guys are the ones that make this channel so much fun. That is great. Okay, so back. And take a look at the back. It's funny, there's not a lot of pictures of her back online, which is, there we go, something. Okay. So now I know where to start. Good, good, good. Okay, so that arm is, this is part of her arm, not her sleeve right here. Ta-da. And I'm not making her brown. She's going to be Caucasian, but I need to have this dark background so that I can bring it up and we'll have a strong contrast later. That's my goal. Okay, that looks good enough. All right. See, oh, this little spot right here might be bare. It's a funny place to have a bare shoulder right there. But it seems like that's the way it's sculpted. I did have to use some Bondic on her when I painted her. All right. Flip it around. This might actually be a very quick paint up because she's so little. All right, I'm gonna turn this volume down. It's a little bit loud on me. Here we go. All right. Has anybody got any plans for this week? Anything new? Any new shows that are worth watching? Oops, almost bent her Almost bent. All right, do we have some ideas in the, let's do the metal. Actually, no, we got to do the bra first, it looks like, because that looks like the next. No, we have to paint the skin. I take that back. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of Rosy Shadow by Reaper, and I'm going to end up mixing a little bit of it with my base color. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to do this. See how we can make kind of a, and then here's some of that dark brown down here. There, and it will go up to that color. But we had to make a few transitions. All right, I'm going to use my itty bitty brush. It's 00 now. See if this works. Let's start with the face. We're going to see if I can layer this out. I'm going to start with the nose. Yep. I'm kind of using the mid-tone that I just mixed and showed you guys. Now, as I'm going close to her hair, I am not going all the way to the complete edge because I want to leave that brown line there so that there's almost like a little cartoon line there. And then we can lighten up like on her cheekbones and under her eyes. Be like that. This is going to be a good mini, I think. Is she an elf? She is an elf. She's about the size of some, no, she is smaller. Let me find a Katie mini and show you. Because even the Katie females are bigger than her. At least, let me see. Okay, here's a Katie female. Look at the difference. This is bigger, I think. Look at the size of the chest. Well, I guess it is Katie. But, I mean, I guess this is more natural proportions. Definitely more natural proportions. I still feel like this one is just a slight bit bigger. Between 28 and 30. Yeah, she's little. This is supposed to be, it says 30 mil, but it must be true scale because it's itty bitty. It's like infinity sized. I would say closer to infinity black skull. Yeah, all right, taking glasses off again, and we're gonna go ahead and paint the cheekbones of the other side. We're just building up that color little bit by little bit. I'm gonna leave her top lip brown and paint her bottom lip only, and then leave a little space between those two, and then get her chin. This definitely is a figure you might need some flow improver on, just so you don't get things too thick. Hold on, let me find my flow improver. Is this it? Nope. Here it is. Nope, that's Lamia medium. I suppose you could use that in a pinch. Flow improver. Where is it? Here it is. Nope, that's not it either. All right, well, we have slow dry. I don't know why I can't find anything. Probably because my desk is a mess. We'll put a little slow dry. That will also help, and it'll also keep things from looking chalky. I think you painted some 10 under minis that size from Malifaux would be a good comparison to her for sure. All right, put some slow dry on my brush, and we're hoping now that the slow dry will not reactivate a ton every time I touch it. And again, another layer on the face. And we got to get these ears that I forget. Got to start with the brown on the ears. Ah, too much. See if I can get some of that back off. Okay, good enough. And then on this side, I feel like this side, her ear got chopped off or something. Maybe it's bent down. Oh well, I'll just paint it. There's not much I can do if the sculpt doesn't have it in place. Okay. Now we can paint the top of that shoulder a little bit. Lots of layerings. One thing, this model is as sure as tiny. Okay. See how fast that paints up pretty fast. This is with the mid-tone. I'm looking at chat. Looks like you guys are talking. Your paints sometimes make their stealth checks. Yes, I know. That's exactly what's happening. You think, the more you think about your Joan of the Arc Kickstarter, the more you're dreading it. 15 millimeter. Oh no, is that whole thing 15 millimeter? Yeah, I paint with the glasses off and read. I actually have to take my glasses off to read too, Jimmy, because my glasses are too strong for most things. I need a new prescription. Yes, this is Fin De La Bataille. It means like after the battle in French. I don't speak French. So if you want to correct my French, please do. All right, getting this. I'm finding the fact that she's so small, this is painting up very fast. Okay, but we have to work these little layers up carefully so we don't miss things, even though it's small. When I got this commission, my client contacted me and was only speaking French. So the entire commission was made in French and I used Google Translate. So that is a new thing for me. If we can get under here as well. Yeah, that looks good that way. And then maybe another piece over here. Cute. Okay. Hi Ash Kettling, how's it going? And Teal Skyer, is that how I say your name? Hello. Yeah, anytime you have any questions, feel free to ask. If my mod doesn't get to the answer first, then I will just make sure you put at Shoshie's Mini so I know that you're trying to get my attention while I've got my glasses off, especially with the itty bitty little mini like this. And so I'm doing this with like shingles on a roof. Imagine, so we've got my darkest color like this. We always do little examples. And then my next lightest color is going to be like right up to the edge of my dark color. Right? And I'm trying to blend it a little bit. And then my next lightest color is a little bit smaller, right? And then my next lightest color. See how that looks like almost 3D already? So, and then let that dry and see how that looks. Probably could have used a few more transitions in between there. Isn't that neat? You're good, I'm glad. Close, you can call me Teals. All right, Teals. What does the 18 by your name mean? I've not seen that in people's channels before. TwitchCon, you went to TwitchCon 2018, that's so cool. How was it? What did you do? Did you go to panels? 3D glasses are optional at Shoshie. Yes, exactly. Hello, hello, Arsenal. Good evening. Okay. Now this is the next layer of goodness. Sometimes I jump too quickly in value, and that's when it can look real and doesn't look as blended and nice. Whereas if you go slower, it will look better. So notice I'll leave like in this ring here that doesn't need that little light bit because it's going to be a little bit more shadowed, right, than the rest of the skin. So you're painting the light. And don't forget the hands. Oh my gosh, your hands are so tiny. I might go up a lot in value in the hands just because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to accurately see. We got to do that jump right away. And it actually looks pretty good. Pop. Put a little bit on the ears too, because that's not going to have soft blended transitions on the ears either. Little spots like that. I do have a little slow dry in my brush to keep my paint wet while I go from. Okay. See, that can stay dark because that part is so small. You might need to jump up and value a little bit right here. That's better. On here, see all the little the apexes, we can go down in value also if we want to blend down. All right, go back to her face. On faces, I'll show you here's a face. Okay, here's the eyes. I'm just drawing the eyes, and on the face, I always start with the nose, right? This is where I'm highlighting. I'm starting with the nose, then I'll go right under the eye. These are highlights, points. Okay, and I'll highlight under the eye, and then I'll blend that down into the face a little bit. Then I'll just get that bottom lip, right? And then I'll get the chin and blend that up into the thing. And then definitely the forehead. This is the spots that I would highlight. See how weird that character looks? So those are the spots that I'm highlighting on and concentrating my light on. That is also like right here on this ridge of her brow. It's gonna be the lightest. And then directly under her eye. I actually need an even brighter color directly under her eye, but for now we're just gonna Do that and pull that around her cheekbone. And do the same thing on the other side. The main thing is that you just want her. There we go. See how that's a lot brighter. And then with a little bit of that slow dry candy, I can blend this out into the rest of her face. See? And then get that nose. Nose needs to be one of the lightest things on her face as well. And then her chin. Lips can be darker because lips are darker than the rest of your face. Blend, 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 a little slow dry, a little bit of this darker color down here. I'm pulling that back up to the apex so that when I lift my brush, there's a little pool of paint that gets deposited right on their shoulder. That's perfect. I want that. Little bitty areas here. Elbow. Notice that I'm leaving my little outline because I want that there for the contrast. Okay, let me take a look at chat. Oh, nice. It was amazing. You caught some classes and talks, but mostly you met two of your favorite streamers, Flick and Sam. Awesome. That's very cool. Flick is one of my favorites as well. I don't know who Sam Tucker is. Do I know him? What's his screen name? Going to try second attempt at eyes when you get home. Yeah. So her eyes are so tiny. I probably won't do much on her eyes, to be honest. Close encounters of the Shoshie kind. It does look like an alien? Oh, well, I gotta work on it more. Let me see. It's just so little, that's hard to see. The sculpts for the eyes are a little wonky. Also, oh, you made one with a little bit too small. Okay, you whispered me a link. Okay, wait, you whispered and luminous a link. Luminous. Oh, he does music. Okay, that's cool. Nice. All right, a little slow drying retarder right here. Put that down on her leg to begin with, and then grab the paint. It's already drying a little bit on my palette, which is interesting to note. Okay, see how I'm pushing it back up to the top of her thigh because that's where the most paint is gonna be deposited. I want to keep that consistent. Let's do a little bit more color on her leg here. A little bit of blendingness. Reaper paints are great for blending. Gelsony 5R2. Hold on 1 second. There's something on my model. It's like a little blob of dust or something. I have to pick it off. I'm not OCD about a lot of things, but I am when it comes to like little imperfections on skin. I can't handle it. Let's cover it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it off. Dang it. Okay, see, we're trying to blend this down to her boot. We really want it all the way down. See if I can bring it better. Oh my gosh, thank you for the follow. Fisher King Canada, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Are you actually in Canada? I'm guessing you are. Give some hype and some mad love. Mad love. There we go. Thank you. How's it going? All right, we got some parts starting to look like actual skin. It needs to be a little bit lighter at the top of this. See how we can make that pop a little bit. Oh, I'm finding more parts I didn't paint yet. There we go. Oh, I messed this spot over here too. I think. Yeah. I think. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. I don't know. Okay. So when a spot is dry, it's okay to paint a new layer on it. Don't go back into it a million times if it's not dry, because you could create a little hole. Because if I were to keep going back and forth into that spot, my little bullseye here, it would have not worked out how I wanted it to. Okay. Keep bringing a little bit more of the drying, slow dry into my paints, and it's been helping me quite a bit. I'm recommending that. Okay. Get the top of her a little. Probably jump too quickly in transitioning that. It's better. We can bring. You can always knock it back down, and then make the transition slower. It's starting to look like a little person all of a sudden. I forgot this leg down here. In bone connected to the thigh bone. All right. Let me check chat for you guys. Hey, Greek Knockos, how's it going? You're gonna remember this combo. Using Reaper's Rosy Shadow and mixing it with the Scale 75. No, actually, I didn't use Arbuckle's Brown. I switched. I decided to use Charred Brown instead, because Arbuckle's has a lot more red in it. I want to show you the difference. Like, a lot more red. It actually, this is Arbuckle's. Whoops. It's reddish. See, when you pull that out, it's red. Whereas the see, that's a red. The Charred Brown is a brown, and I just add a little black to it too. Yeah, I do love Arbuckle's Brown too, but for this, because she's the skin, I didn't want to give her red, too many red undertones. But this is the Charred Brown. See the difference? It's more of it's a real brown. For skin, I'm just picky about what I use for my underpainting. I'll use my greens, my olive greens. I'll use browns. I've used red before, but not for this figure. I just wanted to use brown because she's so little. What I'm going for is just like Elizabeth Beckley's strong contrasting lines here. So ours is going to be a little different. It's not going to be quite so cartoonish, but it'll be good. You'll see. If I put the right lid on the right bottle now. You missed that change. Sorry, Reek Knuckles. I'm sorry. Sneaky, you were up late. Sneaky Tiny Small. What time is it? It's like 7 hours. Ooh, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning for you. That's amazing. Isn't it? Or is it? I'm not sure. What time is it for you Europeans right now? Yeah, I'm going to bring this up. It's starting to look chalky to me. So now this is where I need to switch to a, I like to switch to a, let's see, what color? Not black heart brown. Here we go. Resurrection Flesh. This is the satin color. We're going to switch to this. And then Moonray Flesh is the other one. You're in Europe, or you're in England. I get it. So you went back in time. You're an hour ahead. I forgot you were traveling. Our staff says, in which cases would you use green as an undercoat in the skin? So pretty much on larger models than this one, I would use it on something like anything bigger than this, basically, because I use it on KD and everything. This one is just too small. I wanted stronger contrast, and the green, I didn't feel like it would give me a strong enough contrast. Whew, you're in Perth. It's 9:42 a.m. That's awesome, Jimmy. All right, so now I'm using a little bit of that Resurrection Flesh, which is the satin tone, because I was looking at her shoulder and it's looking really chalky. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a dab there with some of the Resurrection Flesh. Is truly resurrecting her right as we speak. The skin is not matte. I don't want her skin to look chalky and matte. So I'm going to put it over this other color. That looks, oh, so much better already to me. Okay, so hands here. Now, give a little highlight right there. That seems to be blending nice up against that matte colored. And there we go. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Get the brush strokes out. That looks good. Get this calf down here. We don't get the matte color on here first. Gotta build that up as best as we can before we put the... If I didn't build up the matte, the satin will streak right over the top of that brown. It'll look gross. It won't look good. You've got to kind of make a transition. Then you can put this satin over the top of the same color like this. There we go. That looks way better. Did you guys see that Gen Con opened up with tickets this weekend? I bought my Gen Con ticket, so I'm going. Hopefully I will see some of you lovely people at Gen Con. I'm going to be Hopefully teaching again as well. I don't know what I'm teaching yet. I haven't filled out any of the forms. I'll always teach my skin tones. People love that. There we go. Now we're getting close. All right, now. She's got all these lovely orangey skin tone colors on her, and I need to work out some of the other colors now. Over here on this leg, I feel like I lost some of my shadows, so I'm going to put that back. There's just cutting a line of shadow in here, and I'm going to blend it and feather it up a little bit. That looks good. Get that little shoulder. Okay, let me check chat. Oh, I missed some chat. Hold on. One 1:42 a.m. in the UK, or in Scotland. Looks like. How is the puppy? Ash Kenlane got a puppy. I don't know about Shoshie, but I use green undercoat or sickly, depending on the green used. Yeah, those both will work great. Good. Yeah, there isn't a wrong way. I like to show multiple ways because I want to make sure. Yeah, Gen Con is August 1 through 4. But yeah, I like to show multiple ways because sometimes you might want a different technique for a different mini. And having more of those tricks is going to make you a better painter. All right, now I'm mixing my Moonray Flesh with my Resurrection Flesh, and I'm gonna put in my little smaller highlights. These are really small. See that? Pop. See how small that is? That looks good. Moonray Flesh and Resurrection Flesh. And if you get it too bright, kick it back down with a little bit of glaze of the color that you know, the Resurrection Flesh, so it'll kick it back down. Okay, so now here's a little bit of Moonray Flesh on her shoulder. And I'm going to try to get this round part of her breast so that it actually looks like a volume. I somewhat got it. Might look better once we've got other parts painted too. All right, again, back to this little highlight chart. Start with her nose. Then I'm going to do under her eye, right under her eye. Under her other eye too. The bottom lip and the chin. Now if that looks crazy and too bright, you can blend it back down with the next color. All right, so I've got those highlights in. Do that again on the leg over here with the moon ray. Ooh, there is a lot of water in this brush. Do you notice that I'm switched to a number 2? And that lets me have a lot more paint in my brush. But then I have to be careful about controlling the amount of water in my brush as well. Can you guys believe we went from brown to this color now? Try to get that highlight right down to the top of the boot so that it looks like it's tucking into her leg, or tucking into her boot rather. Oof. Okay. Like chat. Good night, Sneaky. Have a good night. Okay. So she's looking a little pasty. She is an elf, so I'm not gonna worry just yet, but if she were a human, I might go back and start glazing a little bit of my resurrection flesh to give her more of a more rosy countenance, because she is very pale, almost Dracula-like right now, but that's okay because she's an elf and she's going to be pale. We're also needing, before we get too caught up in correcting the skin color, we need to paint her clothing, because that will bring out changes as well. Okay, this is just the resurrection flesh now. That ear. Now the moon ray. It's still a little wet, so that's okay, because we're going to concentrate it on that shoulder. And I'm tapping it almost like a stipple so that I can keep from having brush strokes in there. That's pretty. Muddled. We're gonna let that dry because that's pretty close to perfect, except for I need to not have quite a sharp. There you go. Okay, so now I've got the resurrection flesh. Her face still looks a little bit. There we go. We got the mid-tone back now, so it's not just highlight and shadow. This is the resurrection flesh. I'm bringing back the mid-tone. And there's a cat hair. I haven't seen that one in a while. Okay. Cat hair emote. We have one. Okay. I think I've got, let's do a little highlight on the top of her ear. It's so small I can barely see it. Okay. That's good skin in my opinion so far. I'm just checking to make sure I painted everything. Good. Now I need to glaze back over here with the resurrection flesh because that was a little pasty. A little bit. That's why I like 2 steps up, 1 step down, 2 steps up, and then that part gets a little bit of a glaze as well. All right, skin is done. Yay. All right, what do we do with her outfit? Let's make her, what do you think for her bodice and her dress? The artwork on the website is like cream and ivory, which actually looks pretty good. I say let's paint the brown. Let's paint the brown and the metal first. And I'm gonna base coat my metallic. I think I want to base coat it in a gray. Hold on. Let's do abyssal blue. We're gonna base coat my metallic. I'm gonna do a demi-metallic. There will be some metallic metal and some non-metallic. So this is the start, the non-metallic abyssal blue. For her, she's got her helmet, her shoulders, and this leg are all metal, and then the spear tip, of course. Okay. My slow dry leaked into my rest of my palette. What's nice about the abyssal blue is if I change my mind in mid paint and decide to go with the non-metallic metal, I can. Although this is so tiny, I don't know if I want to make myself crazy with a non-metallic metal at this stage. This looks pretty good though. I like that. I learned a technique for metallic metals from multiple people, but one of the ones that I remember distinctly is Michael Proctor. He is an American painter and he paints a lot for ReaperCon, for Reaper Miniatures. And I really liked his method for metallics. It's pretty simple. Do this helmet. There we go. It already looks good just as the abyssal blue. Paint the whole metallic part with the base color of the abyssal blue. Real care not to get her paint on her hand. Did you guys see what I just did? I painted close to the edge of her skirt. Like here, I'll do it on here. So like here's her hair. I'm gonna paint all the way around the edge of the hair first. Like making myself like a coloring book. And then I can paint the rest pretty quickly. We've been talking about that on the stream quite a bit. About how to paint in a coloring book style way, like where you set it up like this. Okay, give me 1 second, guys, and I will look at chat. Gotta get that all on there. That looks pretty dang cool so far. It's starting to come alive. If you, let's see, you just looked at the flights to Indianapolis, you won't be going to Gen Con if prices are that high. Yeah, it's just been getting more and more expensive every year. We only live 2 hours from Gen Con, so it's easy for us to drive. Do I base coat your silver metallics with the abyssal blue? This time I am, but you can use any dark color. You can use, you know, I wouldn't use black, but you know, if it's a silver metallic, I would use a bluish color, like a blue gray, or, you know, this is nice color because it's just dark. But yeah, you don't have to use specifically abyssal blue. That's what my point was. Just found another spot that needs to be, here, let's do this spear point. We need the whole spear point to be, there we go. You could even base coat your silver metallics with the brown, but you know, it's just whatever, you know. I'll show you. Hold on one second. I want to check my reference because I just think I found another spot of area that's supposed to be flesh colored. I did. This is supposed to be flesh colored right here. That's better. Oh, and under her arm, I forgot that too. Yeah, oh my gosh, that looks really good like that. When that dries, we'll get the rest of it. I'm gonna use this, this is the brown. What did I use? Charred brown. What in the heck? Charred brown made like a skin on my palette. That's weird. Anyway, it's got a little reddish color. I'm gonna go ahead and paint. See, that's the other thing, is these browns are gonna look really nice with that abyssal blue too. These are orangey browns and a greeny blue. All right, let's take a look. I'm just trying to see what I need to do for my silver for her leg. I want it to be a steel color, so I think I'm going to start with a little black metal by scale 75. You could also use that darkest metal that Game Air has. I can't remember the name of it. So like a black, you like a black gloss undercoat for silver chrome. If you're gonna slightly tarnish it, you use orange browns. That's a cool idea. A gloss, slightly tarnish it. Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to give you some points for that, Ash Kedling, because that is a great, I like that. As you know, I gift points to people who are giving me great ideas for the stream. And you use those later on when we do giveaways. Okay. Oh, this is like an alien, and it's scaring me on my channel here. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this over. Oh, who wants to look at that? All right, that's better. Now we need my spiral back. Shoshie spiral. Right about there. Hi, Headless Chicken. How's it going? Yes. We always reward people. So this is going to take a little concentration. I need to also look back at my reference. So put Ash Shoshie's Minis if you want to get my attention. I'm going to just take a peek at my reference shots here. Okay, he absolutely did non-metallic metal. We're not doing that. We're doing metallic. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Taking my darkest metal color, and you can almost see where the primer is light and dark. this is where zenithal highlighting is helpful, because that first color is going to be lighter. And I'm definitely going to paint my edges. Paint the edges of everything. Paint that whole kneecap silver. And then she's got some little filigree kind of little elf workings on her knee or on her shin here. That gets completely painted, and then a little bit in the middle here. And then we gotta hit the toe. I'm trying to pretend I'm highlighting it. It's as if the silver was my highlight, right? Might end up just base coating the whole thing now. So, okay, now over here I can see a lot better. Contrast is going to be much greater. Those little filigree edges. I'm going to try to paint the whole boot before I move on to the next thing, because I want you to get an idea. Like on this calf, there's not as much light back here, so guess what? Things are not as reflective, but the little bit of light that does show off is going to be brighter than the rest of the boot. So we're just almost like a little dry brush, right? In fact, I want to see what happens when I do like a little dry brush on this shoulder right now with this metal. Yeah, that looks really good that way. Watch it. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Leave some of that abyssal blue as a shadow so that this can get picked up. Okay, maybe let's do it on something bigger so you can get a better idea. All right, I'm taking most of the pigment off, and I'm gonna go back to the helm, and I'm almost like an overbrushing, dry brushing kind of quick stroke. See how it looks? It's like a patinaed helm. That looks pretty nice. When we get more brighter and brighter metallic paint on here, you'll see it even more clearly. We don't want too much inside the helm because that's not getting a lot of light, and then some more over here because that will get a lot of light right there. Okay, let's flip. See how it's starting to look? Let's do the same thing on this spear. I'm just gonna put some metal on the tip of that spear because I feel like the other side might not even get that much light. Get some more, a little bit more on the edge. Edges are always going to have lots of reflectivity, because that's what the light's going to hang out the most. All right, let's flip it around. Get that kneecap nice and bright. All right, so that's with the darkest metal. That's just the first coat. We're going to take it further. Let me see what you guys are saying since I wasn't looking at chat. Thank you for turning the gray over. You were making a wait. Trying to make a mountain out of mashed potatoes. The black gloss gives a real depth. really believe that. I can totally see that. I'm going to show you something else you can use, Ashkedlane, because I've got something here. The clear, I'll get it out in a second, but it's going to do the same thing. What am I going to do with my tin? Oh, that I turned around. Oh, that's to the gray. This gray. Haha. That's so funny. Oh, you're starting to make a mountain out of your head. You guys crack me up. Yes, aqua. Yes. You guys are all doing this in different ways, but they're all getting the same results. That's what I love about it, is you guys learn stuff. All right, take a look. This is silver. Jamie, our silver. We don't need a lot of midtones on her because guess what? She's tiny. We need shadow, highlight, right? Because she's so tiny. We want this is the same as non-metallic metal where you have ultra high contrasts. Now watch. So I can see already where the light from my overhead is already telling me where to highlight, like right here. See that? Pops. And right here, paint that edge. Look at that edge. Paint all the edges. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly grab those edges that I've got here. Okay. Now I'm stippling a little bit because guess what? It could be a patinaed metal a little bit. Get these edges on this, whatever this crest is. Ooh, okay, I hit that a little hard, but that's okay. It ended up looking okay. It's fine. Edges, edges, edges. I see I'm using the side of my brush to catch some of these little designs that are on this on the leg. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh. MG Jones 219. How are you? Thank you so much for following. Have done it both ways. Awesome. Yes. I honestly don't know if we can do much verdigris on her because she's so little. Ooh, see, I put too much right there on her kneecap. I can pick that off with my thumb. See? Get all the little edges again back here on this calf. Stippling on the highest highlight only, not all over the place. And on the back of the heel. Okay. Edges. Edges on this. Oh, she's got a very sharp edge right here. Gotta get that, and then get the edges on the all the way around this plate. I'm going to go ahead and polish this a little bit shinier because she is an elf. I think it would have a little bit less verdigris or patina, however you want to call it. Same thing on this shoulder, especially on the very top because that's where the most light is going to settle. this is a mix of, this is the darker metal right here because I need to blend that back. Now what, here's the dark metal again. So who was it? Ash Cadlane was talking about the glossy black. Let's do something like that, only we're just gonna paint our shadows in. Oh my goodness, hello. Welcome. A Trust 1982, welcome. Thank you for coming to class and joining us. This is a very pretty shiny black. A very shiny, pretty black. Pretty shiny black. Starting to sound like I can't use words. All right, now this is where I need my little bitty brush again. I think that'll be small enough. That's my 00 right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edge dark line everything. Ooh, without a cat hair on it. There we go. See what happens when I make, oh yeah, that looks good. The dark line everything that has a high silver highlight next to it. Looks pretty good. And it may be that Ash Cadlane's method is faster, so try that as well. I'm doing this because they suggested this is what they do, and I was like, well, I can't go back and do the gloss, but I can retrofit and add the gloss after the fact. Alright, so that's not bad. I'm going to add a little bit of a, see, that needs to have that line down between it. Same thing between her hair here. And under. More important to have your lines underneath as a drop shadow. So I would put that down here, but I wouldn't necessarily add it to the top one. Or maybe this top one, but not the bottom. That's better. Another big shadow right between those two. And then a little gloss shadow down in here. See, that's looking more 3D. Now, tiny bit of white. Let's use, I'm trying to think which white's going to be the best white to use. I think I'm going to go with this one. This is the Game Color white. And we're going to pick out the little tings on the top of the armor where the brightest little thing's going to be. See that? And that'll make it even more contrasty than it already is. That's why it's a demi metallic, because it's, oh, I forgot. Any more? There we go. Demi metallic, so we use 2 non-metallic colors and 2 metallic colors to get this look. And my hopes are that it's going to photograph pretty well. Okay, so over here, watch the spear. This is with the lighter metallic that I got. I'm going to paint that edge first. And then this edge in the middle. That's not bad. But there's also going to be a nice crisp edge on this side. Oh, I messed up. Gotta go back to my abyssal. That's better. All right, let me take a look at what you guys are saying. That's where the cool kids sit. That's awesome. We need to take a stretch break. It is 8:30. My back is killing me. I went and got a back massage today, and I probably shouldn't have streamed because I probably shouldn't have done any kind of thing. Because it was all nice and loose, and now I feel it's all tightened up again. Bad idea. Okay. Yeah, everybody get up. I'm going to take a minute, answer any questions we have so far. So tell me what you guys think. And if you have questions, please answer. I'm going to drink water. You should drink water too. We all need to be drinking more water, especially in the winter. Oh, wait here. Ask questions. It doesn't have to be about this painting neither. It could be about like the future of the channel. It could be about the future of Joxio coming in with the Twitch Prime 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. Mad love. Let's give some hype. How are you, Joxio? What's going on? You guys, we had an amazing month last month with subscribers. I really, really, really appreciate it. Every single one of you are amazing. Teal says, guess you'll just have to go for another massage tomorrow. I know, I might. I'm thinking, so the place I went today wasn't like a therapeutic massage. It's like kind of like no better than a manicure massage. It's like, but tomorrow I might go to the like therapeutic people, the sports medicine people. Drink water, drink water. Stretch. This shoulder was all messed up most of the month, and now I feel like it's finally fixed. When painting your own projects, how detailed do you typically go compared to your commission work? If I'm really honest, I work much harder on my commission work than I do on my own things because I guess when I'm painting for someone else, I have this inner dialogue going saying, you know, you need to make sure that this person's getting what they're paying for. But if it's for myself, it just really depends on the mini and how inspired I am by it. A lot of times I'll, you know, if it's like a gaming mini, I will not work as hard at all for myself. All my Kingdom Death minis, I would say, are high tabletop, and mostly because I just wanted to get them done. That's the other thing, is that most of the stuff I do for myself, I just want to get done because I don't have time between my commissions, right? So like this piece I'm doing for Mike, I'm doing a high level because it's not for me, right? Am I going to teach multiple flesh techniques at Adepticon this year? Most of the time I teach the one technique, and that's about how long we have for the class. I have not yet worked out any kind of curriculum like a level 2 class where they can come back. Well, that may be something I will do. But the problem with convention classes is I have no control over who takes them. And what I don't want is somebody who's never taken my level 1 class to show up to my level 2 class, and then it slows the whole level 2 class down. So that's why I'm not big on two-parters or whatever. Am I going to switch out my sub goal? I know I need to switch that out, don't I? Plus it's wrong. Right now, according to Twitch, I have 143 sub points out of 225. So that up there is not correct, and I don't know why. Mike enabled that, so that's the other reason why it's not updated. It's because I don't know how. So, but thank you for mentioning that, Ash Catalane. I needed the reminder because that's something I need to do. We are going to be hopefully getting new overlays. We're going to be hopefully getting some new things to the channel. What do you call it? The banner that goes across my top of my channel. Was my skin? Yeah, it was absolutely level 1 painting critics, because that one that's the only class I've taught, is that class. So I'm really good at painting that class, but as you saw, it pretty much lasts the whole 2 hours roughly. I don't think I have the stamina to teach more than 2 hours. It's a lot. And because what happens to me is if I start teaching longer classes, then I don't end up eating or drinking. And you saw me at Nova. I was not in good shape, and I had 2-hour classes because they had me back to back to back to back. Would I be up for doing a UK workshop longer than a con, like a couple of days or so? Ash Lane, yes. But it would really require on me having an organizer to help me, because I can't do it myself. But I would definitely come to any other country for a class if they could get enough people and organize for me, because I can't do it from here. It's really hard. Yeah, definitely. Are my classes in person or online? They're in person. The classes for the convention are in person, Jimmy. But I do online classes. If you sign up, if you do a subscription for a tier 3 on this channel, you're entitled to a half hour of video coaching as part of your subscription. That's one thing that I offer my tier 3s. The only caveat is that you have to contact me to tell me that you want it, because some people just want to help me, support me, and they don't have time or want the coaching. So you got to contact me and say, hey, let's set up that coaching, and then we can do it. But yeah, I've taught people in Australia as well, because it just really, hopefully they have a good internet connection that they can see what I'm doing. I know, like in Perth and some of the other places, there's good internet, and then there's copper cable in some places. So I hope that helps you. Thank you for asking so many questions, guys. It's helping my back. Thank you. All right, I think I'm ready to paint now. Unless anybody has any more questions, let me know. I'm gonna let the delay catch up. And stretch my back out. Oh, I just heard it pop. All right, I'm gonna start painting. Go overhead. All right, look at that. Looks good. T3 coaching. Is it with mini in hand or spitballing ideas? I'm a tier 2 at the moment. Oh. It is with the mini. It can be with mini in hand. If you tell me what mini you're working on, I will coach you through anything you want on that project. Like, I like to have people send me pictures of the project that they're working on. It's really whatever you want. Let's say you want just skin tones, then I can just pick out a mini, and I can just show you, all right, here's how I'm going to do skin tones, that kind of thing. By the way, isn't he awesome? Love this mini. I need to finish him. He is overdue. And if you want me to help you with a specific project, I can do that too. All right, let's get back to her. All right, somebody mentioned how they have a little blue or teal. That is a very, very good point. There's 2 things I can do now. Hold on one second. I'm going to get both my colors that I'm trying to show you. One is called Clear Blue by Reaper. Let's see if I can find it. Is that it? I have like all my clears together somewhere. Bear with me. If I can't find my clear blue, then what I'll end up doing is, here, I will use my metallic blue from Scale 75. That's the purple, that might work. Okay. That might work. Apparently I don't have all my paints in one place where I can find them all. So we're gonna improvise with, this is by Lumiere by Jacquard. You can get a whole set of these amazing metallic metals. They're colored metallic. This is a pearl turquoise. And I think you can get them for like $10. If you go to my profile, I think I've got them as my Shoshie recommends. Anyway, look at this top. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Oh, I'm going to show you all these colors because these are freaking amazing. Hold on, I'm going to show you. So there's two packs. There's the pearl colors, and then there's the, I don't remember what the other ones were, but this is like, this one is called Halo Violet Gold, and I think it has some color shifting properties. Hold on. Yeah, it does. I think it does. So this is the Violet Gold. Yeah, that absolutely has some color shifting properties. It's beautiful. You got them on Amazon last Christmas. They're so cheap too. You can get so many for like, for what was it? Oh, this one is Pearl Emerald. Ah, I painted my Dung Beetle Knight with these guys. Nope, gotta shake it more. Yay. There we go. That's better. All right, here's the Emerald. So pretty. That's like metallic green. This one is Pearlescent Magenta. You've had good success with simply mixing small amount of Vallejo metallic medium into regular colors. Yeah, that works too. Definitely. And it's a lot cheaper. And you can use the Vallejo metal medium is also really good for those little ding highlights on the ends of your like metals. There's the magenta. How pretty. All right, I'm just going to show you one more, Pearl Blue. Now, I don't use these very much, but when I do, holy cow, they're amazing. Look at that. Wouldn't that be pretty on some Eldar? Oh my gosh, now I want to try it. Hold on. Oh my god, I love it. Very pretty. Just a little glaze. Now it looks magical. Space elves. Oh my gosh, I love that. Let me put some magenta on it too. That's magenta over the blue. Makes a nice highlight for it. Woo! That's perfect for Eldar, don't you guys think? Finger painting with Shoshie. Yeah, they do mix super nice with inks. The Lumiere paints come in these. This is how they come. These are actually fabric paints, but they're just acrylics. It says you can use them on fabric. Flute, clean up with water. They're awesome. There's a black one. There's a black metallic, or that's just plain black. I guess that's plain black. Anyway, yeah, I have all of these colors, and I used to have some of their other fabric paints too. All right, so anyway, I'm going to use some of the pearl turquoise, just a smidge, and maybe some of this blue also. Just a smidge in some spots to hint. And give us a little bit of a mid-tone, right? So it's not completely 100% silver. Like here, in between the dark and the light. Like that. Let's try a little bit of this darker blue. Ooh, that's pretty. It's still metallic, so it still reads as silvery-esque. That might be a little too bright, so I'm going to add a little bit of this black metal to it. That's good. That's better. Nice. Where's the turquoise on her shoulder here? Nice, that looks really pretty. A little bit of this darker blue underneath here. That's more shadowy. I love it. Every time I ever try new stuff on this channel, we all end up having more fun and learning stuff, don't we? Okay, that's good. That looks really nice. Let's do a little bit of this blue right here. Oop, not there. There we go. A little bit of blue. And then a little bit of turquoise. Nice. Do the blue, darker blue on the bottom. And then the lighter blue and the regular silver on top. Turquoise up here. Hey, that's pretty. Okay. Check chat. Rheatex, yes, I haven't tried them because they're more expensive than the Lumiere by Jacquard, and since I already have Lumiere, you know, that's why I haven't tried them. Do a little bit of this gloss right here. Contrasts, contrasts. That looks nice. Let's do, what color hair shall we give her? I'm thinking red because I think the client might want red. So we're going to do the brown as our base color. That'll also look good against those blues. I'm gonna have to get in here. Oops, I'm off cam. Sorry, guys. There we go. I got a little bit on her face. But since we already used the brown as a base color, it will be easy to layer up and cover that. Almost done with the base coat of the hair. I think I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna go into the lighter brown now. More orangey for the top of the head. A little bit of wet blending. And the cat hair. Oh, good. Looks really nice so far. Let's take a look at chat. Egg tempera. Wait. I missed some stuff. Hobby Lobby has a brand they call Createx that has clear metal medium. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Createx, isn't that an airbrush paint? And I'm pretty sure that I think Michaels has it as well. Yeah, they do. You have this tub of pearl. Oh, hey, Maroon. You have this tub of pearl that you mix into things to get this sort of effect. Yeah, they are tempting. They're just such a good, I know you want, you want to do, I do want to, but money. You need to save for Adepticon, right? So maybe I'll show you where you can get them at Adepticon and you can decide then. Am I off cam now? There we go. Is that better? Okay, I'm gonna get her chin because I feel like if I don't, I'll forget. Back to getting, I got paint from her hair on a couple places on her chin. There, we saved it. I'm gonna have to, I'm going back in with the brown to try to recover her cleavage because she had some. It just got painted over somehow. I'm gonna make a hard line and then I can soften it up with the lighter color here. That's way better. Cover up this. Any little mistakes I find on her dress, because I'd like her dress to be like a pretty clean look. All right. Let's do brown for the leathers. Just use the more orangey brown. Last stream we showed how to paint leather. See, I put too much water in my paint. That's okay. Oops. Don't ask me why you would have one boot that is leather and one that is metal. But that's the way the box art is, so I'm gonna stick to it and assume that somebody knew what they were doing. So we just covered over her leg. That's okay. I'll fix that too. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what time it is. How much time do we have? We want to at least finish her dress. We got 15 minutes. We can finish her dress. Can I get a permit? Ash Kid Lane, yeah, and Lamunis. Just whisper M. Lamunis and he can send up your link for you. We don't have permits on this. Yeah, whisper people. Is Maharoon? Hold on, Maharoon. She's not a mod, but she's a very important person. Even French elf minis benefit from avant-garde fashion statements. I agree. All right, so, and I'm trying to think if I want to do the same kind of, let's do this off-white, and then we'll bring it up to a cream color and see what happens. I'm using Star Brown. It's a very muted, desaturated color. It's got a little bit of a green undertone as well. Yeah, Maroon, you heard your name because somebody whispered you. Ashcan Lane, but you're not a mod. Maroon, would you like to be a mod? I could use another mod. There we go. It's actually really pretty. I like that. That contrasts really nice too with the rest of the mini. Thank you for the subscription, Miss Half Damage. Thank you. 10 months in a row. Sub tier 2. Wow, guys, give some hype to Miss Half Damage. Oops, wrong way. Woohoo! Thank you so much. You were sending the link to Maha. She wasn't sharing the brand. Ah, okay. Thank you. You could be a mod? Yeah, you are here a lot. Okay. Let me make Maharoon a mod real quick. That means that you have to give up your VIP. So we can make someone else a VIP. Because I don't think you can be both a mod and VIP. But that's okay. Let me see. Moderation. Here we go. Maharoon is going to be moderator. Yeah, well, let me do that, but I can take that off and put that on. All right, welcome Maharoon to the moderator status. Let's see. We can make somebody else a VIP. You know who? Hold on one second. Probably make. There's a bunch of people in here who need to be VIPs. Let me see if I have enough to give out for who I want to give out to. Yes. Okay. I see so many of you. Wow. Okay, I'm going to make somebody who's been here. Let's see. Let's see who has the highest. Do exclamation point rank. Let's see who the highest ranking people are in the chat, and we'll make some VIPs. Yeah, look at you with your sword. Is it going to tell you? It should be exclamation point rank, not me. Depending to. So if apprentice is pretty high. Tell me if you are. I think valedictorian might be the highest. I don't know if anybody has that high of a rank. And I don't know how to look up my ranks either, but there's apprentice is pretty darn high. Class president, that's pretty high, Arsenal. That's true. Ash Lane gives a lot of subs. Why don't we definitely make Ash Lane one? Okay. We'll make a new person, add a new person. Here we go. If I can spell it right. Made me look. I'm gonna have to cut and copy the name. Ashcade Lane. Okay. All right, ASHKADELANNE. Let me copy your name here. There we go. Copy. Yeah, no. There you are. VIP, you got your diamond. I love doing that. I'm so happy Twitch made that because there are a lot of people. A lot of you guys. I think I only get a certain amount, so we might switch those up every now and then. I don't want to take away anybody's VIP, but I will definitely give out more when I find out, you know, who I think deserves them. All right, let's look at her. Looking good. Let's get some more paint on her. Yeah, there's a limit based on followers or based on subscribers. I can't remember, but it's based on a number of people that your chat has, and I don't remember what that is. So see, I want to show you something. I'm going to paint the edges like this. Yeah, I do this, paint all the edges. This sword is kind of jacked up over here. I'm going to have to fix it. So now I can paint quickly in the middle. See? That's our little speed painting technique. Paint all the edges and then paint quickly in the middle. Okay, let's do the sleeve. A little piece of lint on her. There we go, got it. The little brassiere, whatever this is, coverings. part of her dress. I've not done anything with the back end of her dress yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do just yet either. There's lots of things that need to be done here, like going back in and making, you know, edge highlighting stuff like that. But that is a very thick line, so I need to go back and fix that. Let's do a little bit of brown shadows. Ooh, that was a little heavier than I wanted it, but we can always lighten it later, I guess. There should be a shadow down here too. Most of this is going to get covered up by the shield, but I want to at least get some colors in here. Okay, good. At least so now I can go back and work out my shadows and highlights and everything. All right, let me take a look at chat. Yeah, it's limited, definitely. Okay. VIPs are based on unique viewers in channel. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, I'll have to look and see how many I have. We get a lot of unique viewers. All right, now I need to use an ivory. Let's use the Moonray Flesh. It'll be a nice creamy color over the top of this drab tan color. Ooh, it's so runny. That's better. That looks much better. It really needed that little pop of contrast. But once we get this all painted in, we can go about weathering it and adding dirt, because there's no way she's going to be in this battle looking this pristine. Am I right? A little bit of Moonray Flesh over that. We'll be using some weathering powders and some different techniques for making this cloth look dirty and battle worn. Okay, that little pop of highlight up here. I'm gonna add just this tiniest amount of white in my paint. Look at that. See that? Just that tiny amount of white. But I'm leaving a lot of that far brown on the bottom there as a shadow. Once you go up from white, you can't really go higher, right? So it's better not to use white until you have to. So I'm going to use like a tiny bit up here. Just a little bit. It's definitely looking like a worn ivory though. I'm happy with that. You guys like that? I just realized this whole patch right there is supposed to be ivory and it's not. And let's see if I can change it. It's better, sort of. Yeah, I'm doing the inside. Okay, that's good enough because I don't want a lot of paint in the inside of her dress because I want that to stay. Okay, let me take a look at chat. It's good looking, thank you. Yeah, she's looking really good compared to like how it can, you know, imagine how small she is. That's a dark sword mini next to her. I think I'm gonna go blind. I'm really happy with the metals. That looks good. All right, it is 9:04. I'm gonna check to see who else is streaming right now. Let's see, hold on. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, here, cat. Oh, that's a lot of people. All right, I don't know who Kier Cat is, but they seem to be painting some more hammer. And Gladpuss. Yeah, we can go ahead and raid them. I don't know if they have. Actually, no. You know what? I don't think they have their. Well, we can try it. What do you guys think? Kier Cat. KIRAKATT. And there's not a ton of people on, but a lot of people like Houndstooth. And Nikki and Key Lime are going to be leaving soon. They stream about the same time as me. We're going to do Cure Cat and see what happens. I don't remember ever rating them, so we'll see. Yes, let's try the cat person. But you gotta spam my emotes, okay? Spam my emotes so that they notice, because there's a good chance they might not. They might be a big streamer. Okay. All right, guys, here, do exclamation point mad love. This is what you can spam if you don't have my emotes. Copy and paste that, and we're getting ready to go. And I'll be back on Friday from 2:30 to 4:30, so catch me then. Bye, guys.
Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows, and when I'm through, oh, I know.